Yo, so good people of Earth, thank you very much for clicking this video. You are a wonderful soul, man. Much love and respect to yourself. You see here, we are all about love, peace, forgiveness, unity, and good vibes among humans across the whole world. We do that by reacting together to different types of videos, good vibes, woke, creepy, you name it, all with the intentions of spreading love across the whole world. Straight out of Africa with good vibes, lots of good vibes. Good people of our country, hit the like button, tell us where you're watching from, and leave some comments, man. Good vibes till the end. Let's dive in. Kindly hit the like button. Huh? What is going on here? Secret footage of an angel. Look at this. Oh my god. This is creepy, man. Creepy stuff happening all over. Look at this. Do you think this is an angel or some UFO or something?
Burns in a vacuum. In an original recording between Houston and astronauts on the moon, a reply is heard instantly, which would not be possible from that distance.
Roger, Jim, copy. And are you progressing towards Dune Crater now?
Yes.
The same recording was then edited for a public broadcast, and 4 seconds were added.
Roger, Jim, copy. And are you progressing towards Dune Crater now?
Yes.
And when they supposedly left, there was no visible flame on the lunar module, even though hypergolic fuel visibly burns in a vacuum. And we never hear the 140 decibel rocket engine which the astronauts are sitting on top of.
40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Okay.
During takeoff, when it would have been burning at its loudest, an astronaut plays a musical recording, accentuating how quiet it is inside the craft.
99 pro. Good liftoff. Automatic.
The taxi driver remotely opens the door in the back with a switch, expecting the woman to step inside the vehicle. But when he looks again, there's no one there. So the confused driver simply closes the door and drives away. But just a few minutes later, he drives through a tunnel on the road. Without him knowing, his drive recorder captures something absolutely terrifying. The extremely disturbing figure of a woman can be seen appearing in the backseat of his car. Not once, but twice. She appears distorted with a swollen face, one creepy eye open and one closed. The taxi driver claims that he had no idea what was happening so close behind him. He says that he felt a disturbing chill at the time, but he didn't see or hear anything unusual. The driver believes this to be the manifestation of a spirit of the victim of a traffic accident on this road, forever lost on the streets of Japan, trying to get a ride back home.
Incidentally, there is a column in India. It just looks like a pillar rising out of the ground, maybe 9 or 10 feet. maybe 8 or 9 inches in diameter with a kind of a colophon on the top. And inscription in language that no one can read. No one has ever been able to read. It looks like iron. But during the Sepoy Rebellion, that column was hit by a number of solid shots, cannonballs. The cannonballs were broken into fragments, and there was not even a dent on the column.
Look at this. Oh man. It's like some cat came here to ask for some meat from some meat vendor. And the good vibes meat vendor decided to give the cat some steak, you see? And this is incredible, man. This is good vibes. Good people of earth. This is what we are talking about, man. Love, peace, forgiveness, unity, and caring for your neighbor and everything around you like you care for yourself, you see? Like this good vibes vendor here decided to even show the cat some variety of meats there. And you can see even the cat is pretty dazzled about which one to take, you see? But eventually he gave it the best. This is good vibes, man. Thanks for watching up to this far, good people of earth. Even for clicking, hitting the like button. Lots of love to yourself. Japanese see the reflection of the sun in some weird type of way. Look at this. Oh my god, this is crazy, man. Good people of earth. What do you think is behind the sun? Some big planet or some big spaceship, something like that? This is creepy stuff, man. Oh my god. These are the kind of stuff we see in the movies or something like that. Oh, you see, I'm really surprised that this is not happening in real life. Oh my god. Good people of earth. Why don't we just unite and love one another regardless of our colors and beliefs, you see? And just unite as one, as a people, you see, as just humans, for being humans. That way we can do incredible stuff. We can even come up with the incredible revelations about stuff happening here on earth, you see? Oh, like this stuff here, you see that is some very creepy phenomenon. But if we unite, we can understand it.
Выкопали кота, все. Не дает папке снять. Вот он. Все, нету кота.
That's some good vibes cat, man.
Hey! Stop it! Get out of here!
Oh man. This is good vibes. Look at this. What type of artifact is this? Oh my god. You see the creativity in humans can surprise you.
This is a medallion, also called a galvanic battery. It's a specific combination of 7 metals. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're wearing. You see, I got this to experiment, and I learned that it charges you even more when it is in salt water or when you perspire. So I was going to encase it into a sweatband. Then I remembered these guys. What if that's what they were doing? They had these on certain parts of their body, just like those armaments. These are armbands at different parts of their meridian body. You see, our body is made of this energetic pathway, and different crystals and metals affect it. And what if they were using this for health and not for teleportation like I thought? That's still possible. I'm gonna go work up a sweat, put this on, and see what happens.
That's creepy, man. Oh, look at this. And this is how to test your self-tape. This is pretty interesting. Just need to have some water on your hand and you can easily do it. Oh, did you know that? Good people of Earth, you see the creativity in humans is just incredible. And on another level, you see, and it's just exciting to watch humans do stuff like this. It's good vibes. Just like yourself for watching, man. What is that stuff? Oh my god.
Coffee.
Huh.
Guys, I am here in 1984. As you can see behind me, there's Taco Bell. Not lying. Look at this, 1984, guys, Taco Bell. Let me show you something else, guys. If that's not enough proof, let me show you something. 1984, guys. Behind me is Jack in a Box. Check out this Jack in a Box. This is gonna blow your freaking mind. Look at that. Jack in a Box in 1984, guys. I mean, how could you deny this proof? It's clearly right there. Look at that. Jack in a Box.
Oh my god. That's creepy, man.
You have no idea. Do you know who this council is? Who these people are? I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to comment who you think these people are below. Don't cheat. Alright? If you guessed that this is the Anunnaki, then you are correct. They lied to you about the Anunnaki. They lied to you all. This video is going to make a lot of people angry, so this is your last chance to leave. The Anunnaki is not what you think. And those who have taught you about the Anunnaki have been taught by teachers and have been taught by false teachers. And their teachers have been taught by a man who either was mistaken or misleading. Here's the story that they told you. On a planet called Nibiru, there's a very developed species called Anunnaki. They somehow have messed up their ozone layer. This devastates their agriculture and their societies, and there is an environmental crisis. But they find out that there's a material called gold. Yes, and if they can wield gold, then they can use it to close the ozone layer. But there's one big problem. They don't have any, or at least not enough. So they still cannot close the ozone layer. Because of all the food scarcity, a rebellion breaks out. And Alalu unalives the king of Nibiru. Then he takes the throne. The Prince Anu, the rightful heir, defeats Alalu and forces him to run off. And then Anu decides to launch into outer space in a spaceship to find gold. Alalu finds this place called Earth and he is forgiven for his sins, and they come to Earth to get this gold. So they land in Mesopotamia and they build a city. The Anunnaki realize that it's really hard to mine gold, so they enslave an alien race to do the work. Well, the alien race gets angry, they rebel, so they still need somebody to work it, so they find a primate-like being and they mix their DNA with this primate-like being and create humans. First, it fails and they create monsters, but eventually it works, they create humans. And they were all males and they were called Adamu, and the females were called Hiva. Humans thrive, they're able to build cities, mine gold, they're invited into a land called Eden, which is a sacred garden. Relationships between humans and Anunnaki is forbidden, but Enlil falls in love with a human, creating the Adapa. Let's go over all the things that are completely untrue about that story. There is no planet called Nibiru that's mentioned in the text. Nibiru is mentioned, but there's no planet. Anunnaki as planetary beings, again, this is not mentioned. They're gods of Earth, the underworld, of the heavens, but not specifically a planet or planetary travel or spaceships. There's no mentions, not that the scholars say there's none, and I checked, I didn't find any mentions of the Anunnaki mining gold for their atmosphere. Now these myths do talk about the creation of humans, but not in nearly as detailed as this interpretation does. DNA and things of that nature. Hybrid humans, monsters, it doesn't mention any of that. And it doesn't mention Adumu or Hive, especially not in the way that this interpretation does. In fact, the person obviously took a lot from Genesis and put it into their story, even though there are stories that they share in common, like Noah's Ark. Where does all this false information come from? Well, his name is Zachariah Sitchin. This man, I think, is a very intelligent man. He's also self-taught in the language that he was translating to try to understand these stories. You also have to understand at the time there was a lot of crises, environmental issues being talked about in his time. This is the 1900s, by the way. But also people were just starting to translate these tablets. And so this language and learning this language was fairly new, so he made a lot of mistakes. For example, the way he translated Anunnaki. He broke up Anu-na-ki. You'll hear a lot of people do this because it comes from this man. He interprets them individually. Anu, heaven, Na-tu, and Ki, sky. But that's not how the language works grammatically. In fact, the Sumerians didn't even call them the Anunnaki. The Assyrians did. The Akkadians. The word was originally Anuna, meaning Anu's children or royal bloodline. This is important because this is what he based the entire ancient alien theory off of. See, he interpreted as Anu or Anu-na-ki, meaning sky to earth. So beings who come from above down, aliens. But that's not actually what it meant. And a lot of people have made theories based off this man's theories, and if we're going to be responsible and conscious and intellectual and philosophical and truth seekers, we have to look for actual truth. We have history channels I like to watch, You in History, pushing this stuff. If you want to read the real stories, go read the Epic of Gilgamesh, Enuma Elish. Those are really good starting points. If you're interested in learning about humanity, what happened to us, where things are going, and how to get out the matrix, you need to go read the book called FAMS, Food, Forest, Foraging, Hunting, Anti-Fragile Modern Society. The audio version is free. It's giving you actual lessons on how to escape the matrix and telling you how the world actually works. It's in the link at the top of the page. I love you all. Let's talk about this in the comments. How do you feel about the Anunnaki? Peace.
Why you aren't allowed to swim in this water.
Now, even though the title of this video might insinuate that it's dangerous for you to jump into this is actually not the reason why you aren't allowed to swim in this water. This is a video that I got tagged in that shows this guy right here with a bucket full of items that he's about to toss in. And as soon as the contents of this bucket hit the water, an eruption of several large splashes take place a little ways out. Now, even though this might look scary, these splashes are actually from one of the most gentle and friendly aquatic creatures. The number one culprit for making these splashes are these guys right here, known as manatees or sea cows. Manatees are completely harmless to humans. In fact, one might say they're even friendly. And that's exactly why you're not allowed to swim with them, touch them, or be in close contact with them, because this could actually be detrimental for them when they go back out into larger waters. And the only reason manatees splash like this is to scare away their predator because they're afraid. So if you want to swim in a body of water, but you know that there are manatees there, avoid doing this because this could scare them, scare you, and overall be pretty detrimental for them.
Did you know that?
In 2019, they found an ET non-terrestrial mechanical signal coming from deep space, he says. Okay, that's amazing. So my next hard question to him is, why didn't you publish it? Why didn't you tell the world? Why isn't it peer-reviewed? Why isn't it in scientific journals? You are the chairperson of a large European radio telescope organization. His telescopes are in Germany, Italy, and Russia. Why didn't you publish the fact? It's an amazing piece of information. I mean, other signals like the WOW signal and Little Green Men signal immediately got a lot of publicity, but this one, nothing, nada. So does that make it not true? So he has a really good answer for that, and that is, so they found the signal and they decided to approach the United Nations for advice. And the UN have a policy on ET and us meeting aliens. They even have an ET officer who's in charge of it. And they advised this European organization not to reveal it to the world in one big press release, but to come up with a 25-year plan of release, of disclosure. And we're currently in year 5. And year 5 says in the plan that by year 5 you know about UAP, UFOs and aliens are in the news all the time, and you're slowly building up over this 25 years to the point where the world understands that there is something out there. We don't know what it is. Then in 2030, whatever, 2035, it comes out that we've actually made contact back in 2019. That's what he says the disclosure timeline is currently at, year 5.
Oh. Look at this. What is this guy doing? Oh my god. Some way to make some sticker from the magazine, or what's this guy doing? Let's see, man. Which grocery? You see, I don't know which fruit this guy is using. But it looks like some cactus. And then you need some spoon or something to scrub there. What is that thing you need? Let's see the results, man. Oh my god. Who knows? Oh, nothing worked. Oh my god, that's really creepy. Oh, you take some spaghetti there and you do what? That is interesting. You write them with a towel, and did you do that something with the end of your table? Oh my god.
Someone's staring at you from across the room and you look up and sure enough someone is staring at you. Well, I just read about why that actually happens. I read an article about this girl who said she studied the principles in this old book from 1924 and she manifested winning $200,000. So naturally I bought the book because I wanted to know how she did it. And I got way more than I bargained for. This is the book, Scientific Healing Affirmations. It was written by an Indian monk and yogi named Paramahansa Yogananda. And the book strives to explain how everything is energy. He says the vibration of consciousness is so subtle that it cannot be detected by instruments. However, consciousness can detect consciousness, which explains why we can feel when someone's looking at us. It also explains how psychics or mediums can potentially pick up on energy left from someone who lived in a particular room. But if you're trying to manifest something into your life, there are specific details on how to do it. This is what he says to do. First, do it immediately after you wake up or right before you go to bed. As you repeat the affirmation, first you do it loudly, and then you do it quieter and more slowly until you're just doing it mentally and not moving your lips at all. You do it until you feel an increased sense of joy and calm. This is the state that you need for your subconscious to accept the affirmation as true. You want to be sitting facing north or east, and you want to concentrate on this space right between your eyes. You want to keep your spine erect and your chest high, and you want to remain motionless as you do this. It's important to note to go into this knowing that all physical states are changeable. And this is the affirmation that you want to repeat to yourself. You can pause it here to read this or write it down. There are other affirmations in this book for other things, but I will be doing this specific one every single day and I will update with my results. Follow for more like this.
Just spread good vibes and good vibes will come back to you.
This thing just fell out of the sky from nowhere, and now I am convinced that there is such thing as fairies. Like, I'm just on a walk, and I'm on the road, and it just fell in the middle of the road with no trees.
That is creepy, man.
Some people think that nobody has ever been to outer space. They believe there's a big invisible wall around Earth called the firmament. Beyond this wall, instead of space, there might be water. This might sound strange, but in 1962, the US government launched nukes into the sky. They said it was to test the atmosphere, but some think they were trying to break through the barrier. The project was named Operation Fishbowl. You can search it on Google. People who support this theory say when you look at stars, they seem to twinkle like they're behind a liquid. Also, when rockets go up, they seem to hit an invisible ceiling, causing a ripple effect like in water. All these things make some people wonder if space travel is real or if there's something hiding above us. So the idea is that maybe nobody has ever really been to outer space like we see in movies or pictures. It's like there's a big secret hiding up there. Scientists and space agencies might say otherwise, but some folks still wonder. Maybe one day we'll know for sure.
A local news station in Peru that caught something pretty creepy on camera. The station had featured a news report showing footage of a small town struck by severe weather. Residents of this town were left devastated by this natural disaster, but many of them were left totally creeped out after watching this broadcast. Apparently, something strange was captured. The segment in question starts off with footage of a school playground that appears to be completely devoid of any children.
Ni los juegos infantiles se salvaron de la furia de la naturaleza. Los columpios sube y baja quedaron flotando en el agua emposada.
Now the reporter makes it clear that the site has been abandoned as heavy rains have flooded the area. The segment then shows more footage of other sites that have also been left behind, but one clip in particular has left many viewers feeling a bit weird. In fact, they were left feeling beyond spooked upon noticing something strange in the recording. The news reporter is visiting a section of the town known as Santo Domingo when out of nowhere, this happens.
Desde el asentamiento humano Santo Domingo, Comité 6, mira la escalera, ¿cómo podría bajar aquí una persona, un anciano? Los niños, ¿cómo podrían bajar? Mira.
As the camera pans over to the base of the stairs, a strange figure can be seen. It's hard to make out what exactly is being seen here, but it's clear that someone or something is there. This mysterious figure moves in such a way as though struggling to get a grip on the staircase. Residents of the town no doubt believe that this may have been the ghost of a victim who was claimed by this natural disaster, but it's still a mystery as to who or even what this might have been. Now it's worth noting that the reporter didn't notice the figure while filming, which has led viewers to believe that something supernatural was captured. But as always, you be the judge.
Oh, what do you think that was, man? That is some creepy. Oh. Let's leave your thoughts on that.
If you have a refrigerator that looks like this, beware. If you don't know this, it could destroy your home. These refrigerators with an ice maker in the front often have a little tube like this on the top that's exposed. You can actually see in the photo that there is a hole in the rubber right there. This is the water line attached to your refrigerator on the top of it. And if it gets a hole in it, it can cause massive damage.
Oh man, did you know that?
So this is the Earth Keeper, which we found almost 17 years ago. It weighs around 1 ton, 1,000 kilos, or about half your car. And we craned it in here. It's from a special place in Brazil. It's the only place in the world where these little red and orange, beautiful little inclusions are inside the crystal. No one knows exactly what they are, but it's a special place where these giant crystals have come from. And here we call it the Earth Keeper, one of the central pieces, one of our most beloved crystals of the Crystal Castle.
Oh, that's creepy, man. Oh, look at this. What type of animal is this? Is this a mouse or... Let's see. You see some good vibes guy found some animal there on the drainage. I decided to keep them as a pet. You see, this looks like some mouse. You see? Tom and Jerry. This might be Jerry. And some guy there got Jerry in real life and they decided to adopt them. You see? We'll give them some bit of love there and compassion and good vibes. And do you see the animal really felt nice being given that? You see? And it loved the environment that it grew up on. You see, because it's good vibes. An animal of humans doing good stuff, loving it. It's just incredible, man. See? And this animal grew to be intelligent and helpful. Oh, to the family and to everybody at large, you see? And the animal now is full of good vibes. And it helped people to chill.
هلا مؤامرات جايين شهر رمضان بدكم تخفوا يعني العالم اكل بقايا اكل ما عاد العالم عم لحمه دجاج ما عاد جابت عن الله يرضى عليكم صاروا نباتيات تاكلوا شيء هذا بيتتأملوا على الاكل انت راس كثير فهمتي